He catches the drops in his hands, tripping off the edge of the drainpipe. Each fatal splat adds to the pool. It's cold and the weight drags. When full, the palm cup is emptied into black tubs, circular and tall enough to provide depth, distance from the light, room to grow. The water has to be purified. Unwanted minerals and chemical traces bled out over time, hopefully. Day by day he returns and the levels rise, and then the flora is introduced. Water mint and baby lilies, all the perches, prettifiers and life-givers claim their spot and jostle until the ponds are ready. Before, it was a fire escape, wedged between a two-full new house in the back of a hill. It was hideous and perfectly functional, but not home. Not a garden that he knew where life could flourish, so he set about creating it, laid down the foundations, littered the ground with terracotta pots and sowed the seeds, hauled in logs and scraps of bark, building ramps, toad abodes and other secret places, and of course, the ponds. It was a jungle, both long and vertical, mazes of tunnels and shade under arcing leaves, beautiful. And it was only a matter of time before they came, frogs and toads, a couple at first. He counted their colours and patterns, assigned names: Goethe, Herschel, Herbert, Old Weatherby. They reigned over a midnight kingdom, and through the years it flourished. They multiplied. New names for swathes of spawn, he'd see them bathing in the sun. Little snouts poking out the water, toads prowling through the night. Every morning made him proud, until the day he stopped. Too caught up in his own world, life tangled around him. Commitment waxed and waned, he tripped and a year fell by. The garden untended. Now the plants are decaying again. Stillness rolls over this fool's jungle, a glorified fire escape. Toad abodes rot and collapse, even the ponds grind to a halt, poisoned by inertia. In this land, the balancing act was fine-tuned, each stone perfectly placed in a potted plant metropolis. Paradise can be found in the most unlikely places, even here, once. But the signs of life are fleeting. Beneath the overgrowth it chokes. Death prowls this thicket, even old Weatherby is quiet. He walks through the wreckage. How can a whole world disappear so quickly like it never existed? He thinks it wasn't meant to be. Perhaps a fleeting moment of impossible brightness, temporary shelter for troubled species, Eden tripping off a drainpipe, falling flat. At the time, he did his best for them, but regret stings. He searches for worthwhile in the folly, hears in a distant shrub the sound of rustling. Thank you.